What's up, guys? Welcome back to the back nine of the 35th Annual Halloween Howler. We're staying on the Swamp Tent B course at the Chickasabouge Park. I believe Cam and Matty were 6 down.
Cam was 5, Matt was 6. We had 2 guys at even, Caleb and Oliver, and Philip Tait was about 7 up.
Here's the 8th ranked player in the world, according to UDisc, Matty.
Cameron Colglazier, prodigy sponsor at the time of this event.
Caleb Huber out of Grand Bay.
Oliver Richardson out of Saraland. These are local to Mobile.
Rounding it off, mean mugging, Philip Tait.
All right, we got hole 10. We're going back to the downhill turnover shots, 188 feet. And if you push it long on this one, you may not have a putt, similar to a lot of the holes on the front.
Just like the back, the P Model US is coming out to play.
Nice standstill touch shot, pushes it a little long, but stays on top.
I think he's pretty much parked.
Yeah, he'll have a tap in birdie. Caleb eyeing the hole.
Oh, almost taking out Dave, the catch can.
Going in hot. Pushes it a little long.
Good on Dave there. He is an elderly gentleman, so the swiftness he evaded that disc with is really impressive.
Oliver with a turnover. Playing it into the hillside. I believe he pushed it to have a putt, stay on top. A lot of these guys are probably haven't really even played this course because they just put it in for this tournament.
Little half swing.
Giving it looks like a little bid. Staying on top for a putt, I believe, though. We got Tait lining up. Philip Tait. He had a rough front 9. Hopefully he turns this around. Gets closer to even par.
Little one-step hitter. Needs to slow down.
Yeah, that's a Warden there. He pumped it for sure.
Oh, brutal from Caleb. I mean, it looked like it was a little right side, but you expect those to catch a lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
Especially
100%.
from almost 50 feet where he was.
Very surprising that he had a look. If you look where Tait was at, I mean, he was dodging through some stuff. Cam pushed farther than I thought as well.
Yeah, really tricky. See if you can navigate the trees here.
Oh, wow.
That was beautiful. He couldn't barely see the basket.
It looked like he putted through a vine as well.
That's a great putt. 40-footer, uphill, right in the chains.
Especially with, Matt sitting right under the basket. He knows he's got to hit those to keep up right now.
Oliver, not a problem. A little bit of a stagger stance, but he was close enough not to...
Not to almost die.
Matty to the elevated basket. No problem there.
That's where it's nice to be kind of tall. I believe Matt's above 6 foot, so sitting eye level with the basket almost.
Caleb and Philip tapping in their pars. Here we have hole 11. Unfortunately, we didn't have any drone footage of this hole, but it's a downhill 265-foot shot. The road's OB.
You got Matt throwing the forehand.
And he aced it.
He aced it?
He aced it. His first reaction is that he's not in the ace pot. His second reaction was that unfortunately we did not get it on video, so that's why this is the only footage you have of the ace. But it was a beautiful shot, a forehand with its FX2. He flexed it down there. As it came back and it skipped, it was a weird skip. It skipped straight up and just kind of floated right down into the basket. No chains needed. It was a great shot, and I'm really sad we didn't get it on film, but that's a 1 on the scorecards at the very least.
Was he actually an ace pot?
He was in the ace pot, we found out, so that he was happy to find that out as well.
All right, cool.
Apparently he did it when he registered online.
All right, you got Cam throwing the flex, didn't quite get over on it. Oliver also doing the same thing earlier. Caleb here, I believe that's his Warden, throwing a nice flip-up shot.
Don't think he got as much flip as he wanted. Kind of just rode down the hill. He should have a look from about 80 feet past the basket.
Ooh. You got Tait lining up the flex forehand. Looks like a halo disc. Playing the road skip, maybe. Go, go, go.
And it gets back over there. I think he's on the edge of the fairway. Should have some type of look to put from.
Cameron throwing an upshot. Oliver trying to pitch out. Barely squeaks out. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, but he tried to go through all the branches instead of laying up on the outside. But there's Matty picking up his ace.
Nice 1, bro.
Hey, off the nub again.
A little higher that time. He's making the correction slowly but surely. Yeah, Cam here lining up his par putt. Probably about, 20 feet? Maybe a little further.
Right on the orange stripe. That's what you want. He really hates a par, though, after his the early tournament leader just puts a 1 down.
Yeah, losing 2 strokes right there, and you took a par is not too good.
Caleb enjoying nature. Taking in everything in the environment.
Very nonchalant putt there. Tait cleaning up his par. Oliver with the par as well. Hole 12, 275 feet. You want to play a forehand you're really trying to throw at the slow sign, maybe a skip off the road. You don't want to push it too far right because you got out of bounds water. But you're probably just going to throw an overstable driver here. I believe that's an X1 out of Matty, just a little early.
Yeah, didn't get the carry to the right that he wanted. Because it's tucked in there about 50, 40 feet, something like that.
Yeah, from the slow sign, it's probably about 50 feet. Once you get the shot to actually shape up, if you just play a decent shot, it'll...
There's a little flex cam action of Oliver's forehand, and it looks like it skipped in there pretty nicely. Off the road, hopping down into the gap, and he's going to have a great look for a birdie.
Yeah, Cameron here, probably, a D1? Trying to skip it off. Just a little deep, it looks like, right?
Yeah, a little deep. He caught the back edge of the corner.
This is a pretty good hole. It makes you have distance control here. You got to play the skip, so you're trying to get as far right as possible as well.
Looks like Caleb did a great job, just sneaking it right past the slow sign like you mentioned, and he should be pretty close to a park job.
You got Tait lining up a Firebird. No skip off the road. That's
no,
unfortunate.
it looks like he caught the dirt as it met the road between the grass, and it kind of killed all his momentum because he had a great line on it as well.
Cameron with another manufactured look. Didn't really give it a bid, but
yeah, he was trying to stab it on Anheuser through
through a small gap.
Yeah, through the small gap in the rough, and he didn't really make it very far.
Matty giving it a good bid, though.
Yeah, basket height is a good bid, but he'll be tapping in his 3.
Let's see if Tait can dial it in on the putting green.
Get up there.
The nub again.
I want to put a nub counter on the screen for Tait.
I'll call him Nubby McGee next time I see him. Oliver, just a little left on the putt. Probably just difficult to find the window.
Yeah, and it's tough on, some of these newer courses like this. When you're inside the circle, you don't always have a good putt.
Yeah, you can see Cameron there putting over a pile of rough just for his par. Caleb tapped in a birdie earlier, playing the hole pretty routine. The rest of these guys look to tap in their pars.
And this is where the name The Swamp comes into play. As you can see the Chickasabouge wetlands in the background.
Hole 13, plays along the road. Pretty much just a putter shot. You don't want to end up early. The road is out of bounds right, so you're trying to play it just into the green.
Caleb hammering his disc. And
Trying to-
hammering a truck.
Trying to play it off the truck. Good play if it's there, but if you end up underneath the truck, it's probably not going to be a good result.
Here's Matt. Looks to be like to be a mid-range as well. Snapping it out there flat.
A little strong.
Yeah, I'm sure he was hoping for a little bit more fade at the end of the flight and just kept going straight on him. But he'll have a look to card a 2.
Yep. You'll see these guys, we didn't have distances on the scorecard or on the tee signs. So they're using their best judgment here, and you see the first 2 guys push it long. Oliver's looking to make a correction, throw it a little shorter. Little left, but that rough is really rough. I think it kept him outside.
Yeah, I think he stayed on the edge. He should have some type of putt at it.
Cameron lining up a putter, I believe a PA2.
He does not like it out of his hand.
Yeah, that's one of the mistakes. You don't want to go out of bounds right, so the miss, I guess, would be to go left, but you really don't want to miss this hole.
Here's Phillip, see if he can hold on.
Yeah, he's throwing a rock. I believe that's a rock 3, and pushed it left into the rough, sitting there with Cameron.
Here's Cam from about 45. Cash.
Nice putt.
Especially from a straddle out of the rough. He's been hitting a lot of long putts today.
Working for it for sure. Tait pushed in a little farther. Not as lanky as Cameron. Doesn't get the step out. Little stabby hyzer putt, comes up a little short. He'll tap in his par.
Great catch from the basket there.
Oh, yeah.
Matty playing limbo with the limbs.
Nice
the
putt.
basket.
Yeah, Caleb here. With a truck at his backside. Not a problem, though. Taps in the birdie.
That guy chose a bad day to go fishing because he now has a dent in his nice Tacoma.
You got hole 14 here. Plays down the road, 342 feet. You'll see these guys throwing a fairway here. I believe that's a Leopard 3. You can see we also have vehicles that we have to contend with. Caleb probably didn't like the footing off the tee box. It's real sandy. That's another thing that you have to take into account. Pushes a little left.
One of the first times we get to see the guys throw some drivers today. He might have snuck around and have a look. I couldn't tell if he kicked into the woods there or if he kicked back towards the fairway. The basket is actually just to the left of that pole, past that white truck.
I believe Oliver's lining up a mid-range here. And the road did not play out of bounds on this hole. So if we see somebody land in the road, it's playable from there. Oliver pushes into the rough. Cameron with a Alabama Crimson Tide dye job on his disc.
Sliding right underneath the basket.
Roll Tide. Got Tait here playing the road again.
He's going to be about 60 feet from the basket on the left side of the road in the grass. Looks like he hazarded along the road and got safe on the other side.
So we'll see these guys go down and try to scramble out, save their pars. Cameron tapping his birdie.
So we actually thought Caleb found his disc about 3 minutes before he threw this shot as he was looking by himself for a long
Oh,
time.
wow. That's a stroke for everybody on the card.
And the disc don't lie. Oliver can't get it there for the two. Get it up there, Phillip.
Come on. Oh.
It tickles the chains on that one. He was above the nub. It just wasn't in the basket.
Progress. He's normally a really good putter too. Oh, Matt sneaking it in. That's how you put off the nubs, Tait.
Yeah, off the inside where it bounces in the basket. Here's Caleb. Routine 3. Oliver should be tapping in his 3 as well. No problem. Same with Phillip. Making us a little nervous.
A little corner pocket action.
And Cam with a great 2. Park job.
Getting a stroke back on Matt. Oh, no, just kidding. Matt made us 2. Well, hole 15, 225 feet down this narrow bike path. You're going to play to the flag right here. It's a really tight, low ceiling shot. Something you just have to punch down the fairway. As you see, Matt does just that. Tap in bird. I feel like I'm getting repetitive.
No. That's what happens when guys like this play disc golf on a course like this. I mean, I hate to say it, but they're gonna feast on this course every day of the week. Cam and Matt just wristing a hyzer up there.
Caleb looking to do the same. Pushes it a little right. You definitely want this to be pushed forward on a hyzer line instead of throwing it flat down there.
Yeah, I mean, this is a hallway. They might have maybe 10 feet across the fairway throughout. And most of the guys are taking the same idea and lining up on the right side of the tee pad to open up that angle as much as possible.
Right. So we got a flip fault here from Tait. I guess none of the guys will call it on him just because he needs that birdie.
Going easy on him, huh?
Caleb looking to find a window. Found all but that.
Oliver, identical putt almost.
Showing Caleb how to do it.
That was beautiful. He had a small gap he had to go through, put it up and over. That was a sweet putt from a straddle.
Yeah, sometimes those putts are easier for me. Finding a window and just being able to putt through it.
Why is that? Is because you're not necessarily focusing on the chains, or you just you know if you get through this gap at a flat angle, it's most likely going in.
Yeah, you just know that all you have to do is just punch it right there, let the disc do the work. Takes the thinking out of it, really. Cameron tapping in a 2, I believe. Matty over the 2 as well. And Tait getting on the scoreboard with his first birdie.
That's the way to do it.
All right, hole 16. Not really sure the route on this hole. Maybe a S-flex backhand or just a forehand pitched up. Matty showing you that forehand roller might be an option.
It's more flex cam action for his Lane Kiffin play.
Does he like it? I think he does.
He likes that it's down there.
Yeah, just hitting the gap. That's another tight corridor through here.
Well, it's just really difficult to manipulate a disc down this fairway. I
Yeah.
mean, it's really asking a lot.
Yeah, Cameron getting a bank shot there.
Looks like Oliver might go backhand. See if he forces it over like you mentioned, or if he tries to drift it in there with something understable.
Looks like it tried, but it was pushed a little long.
Yeah, he was real close to hitting it perfect. Just a little bit early. All right, and here we have Phillip. Let's see what he's throwing. Maybe some type of putter or rock. Trying to get that late drift past that big tree in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of an early release. This hole was tough, though, so.
It is. I think it's averaged, the hardest hole in the course?
It was the second hardest, I believe.
Yeah, we missed Caleb's tee shot, but here's him trying to get up and down for his par. Puts himself in the fairway. He's going to have a look putting at a pretty dangerous basket with a drop-off behind it.
Oliver flexing a little forehand up there. And correction, it was the third hardest hole in the course. Tait being conservative with the bid. As you said, there's out of bounds behind the basket.
No way Cam's thinking about behind the basket. He's thinking about chains.
Gives it a good bid, but he'll have to settle for the par.
Here's Matt, that forehand roller, getting him all the way down there.
Oh, so close. He was running it even with the out of bounds deep, just off the rim.
Caleb from 50. Beautiful.
Cashed it. Nice par save, especially from where he was off the tee. He looks disappointed, but it was a good shot. Cam tapping in his par.
Oliver with the par as well. Looks like Phillip will take the lone bogey. And Matt to wrap up the hole.
So we have hole 17 here, 250 feet. very tight corridor that tapers down and gets tighter as you go down the fairway. Guys are going to be trying to throw a flip-up putter, maybe a forehand, or a forehand roller here as Matt shows you the unconventional way to throw the hole.
Putting himself right at the edge of the circle. I think that log is right at about 33 feet.
You got Cameron here lining up a PA4, trying to just flip it up low through the gap. Doesn't quite get it turned over, pushes left into the woods. He might have a look how he's had throughout the whole round.
Looks like a lot of these guys are trying to keep the disc low to avoid some type of kick into the rough.
Yeah, you see that tree hanging over across the fairway. Definitely requires you to throw low. Yeah, Oliver lining up the forehand here with the mid-range. Gets it a little turned over out of the hand. Kicks off into the rough. Hopefully he can get up and down for a par. Yeah, Caleb here. He liked that idea. Throwing a forehand rock.
Pretty touchy play. See if he can get it down the middle. Just barely off. You could see it was trying to drift to the middle, but it didn't get back in time before it caught a tree.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get over the slanted tree down the fairway. You got Tait here lining up a deputy. Hits that slanted tree.
And that's a man who's ready to go eat lunch.
Caleb not able to get up and down, punches it to the left side of the fairway. Tait having a better result.
Here's Caleb. He tried to give it a run for his par. He was pretty tight through the gap. Couldn't get it all the way there.
Oliver just pitching up for his par. Yeah, it looks like Cameron has a look.
Just hits the cage. Again, just all over the basket. Doesn't matter where he is in the rough, in the fairway.
And then Matty showing you how to play the hole and cashes in the birdie.
With the forehand roller. Making his disc skinny, taking it down to the log. The veteran move.
Was that the Lane Kiffin you called it?
That's the Lane Kiffin. That's what he called it. Lane Kiffin with the signature Matty first down.
Yeah, Caleb tapping in the bogey. Tait with a par. Cameron with the par. And then Oliver will clean up his par as well. All right, when we get to hole 18, 426 feet uphill, but this is a pump. We've been playing in the woods all around. Come out to this. Hopefully you get to stretch a little bit and then try to rip one.
Yeah, these guys actually, they probably had a 20-minute wait before they got to tee off on this hole.
Matty cooks it a little bit, turns it over. I believe the road's out of bounds, but across the road is in. The road plays as a river.
That is correct. Now Cam's checking his footing because he's going to get a full run up, full pull, first real distant shot of the day.
Oh, and he mashes it. Trying to play the shape on the left side. Gets tight, but gets up there for a putt.
Yeah, that's a great shot. Truly, he just matched the road, really.
Yeah.
Let it bend in at the end, and it was real close to being parked, just 1 degree of angle off.
We got Oliver here. And Oliver can rip. I believe he'll be able to get up there at least for a look.
Just a low, flat screamer.
Playing it off the road a little bit, and Jesus.
That's a great shot. A mush as Philip gives him some congratulations, Dap. Let's see what kind of drive he gives us.
Yeah, Tait described himself as an old man. He probably won't get up there, but he'll give it his best shot.
Kind of burned it across the road. See if he has a shot to play up to the basket or if he's deep in the rough.
And you got Caleb here. Caleb also has the distance to get up there. See how he throws and didn't like the footing. Looked like he released early, maybe slipped on the natural tee pad.
Here's a little flick with his Firebird, trying to get up and down. Sit.
And it lands in that OB road. So he'll be putting for bogey now.
So Phillip did end up in a spot where he could throw.
Yeah, he had really good footing there. I got a full run up. Throws it in there to inside the circle. He should have an easy par. You got Matty getting up a little farther. He had just a jump putt to the basket to tap in. 13 down. That's solid.
Scorching hot first round of the day.
Cameron's looking to get the gap a little smaller. Cans a putt from the knee in the woods. That's been the story of Cam's round too.
Yeah, he's really just been grinding. He's been off the fairway, close to the basket, always something on his way, but he always found a way to, hard it for the most part.
And Tait finally finds the putt on the last hole. Let's go.
Great job. Ending with a par. There's Caleb. Good putt to finish out with a bogey with an unfortunate out of bounds upshot.
Oliver looking in to tap in this beautiful drive. Nice two.
Par job. And that was a good birdie for Oliver too.
Yeah, especially this was the hardest hole on the course with that OB road, and really nothing's like it.
Well, that concludes the first round of the 35th Annual Halloween Howler. That was on the Tent B Swamp course. Matt with a scorching hot 13 down. Cam following suit, only 3 back, 10 down. Caleb Hubert at even, not the round he wanted.
No, not at all.
Oliver hitting it at 4 down, and then Phillip, we'll just move on. He's definitely not where he wanted to be.
Yeah, very unfortunate round for Phillip. And if you look at the scoreboard, minus that ace, Cameron and Matt were pretty much neck and neck. It's going to be a tight battle. Matt won this event last year. Cameron came in second, and that's typically how it goes this event. So we'll look to see how it plays out in round 2.
Yep, round 2, we're going to be at the Ridge, so you guys come back and join us.